Hey, welcome back to Plants and Produce. I'm Andy, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Yes, it may seem like I'm wearing the same shirt as the last video, but I assure you it has been washed in that time. So what I'm going to talk about today is, believe it or not, is actually preparing for next year, not this year. And I know it's only June the 18th, but if you don't start preparing now while you've got time and everything's growing, then you won't have a good season next year. Preparation is the key to success in everything you do, whether that's life or whether that's gardening. So the first thing that we're going to do, or I'm going to tell you what we do, is I get all my pots that I've used for the last season, and then we just go through and I use a little bit of dish soap, and I'm going to wash all of these and rinse them. It's the perfect time to do it because it's 100 degrees outside during the day, so you can leave them outside to bake, and then that way they'll be prepared for next season. Seems a pain in the bum, but you never know. If you don't do it now, you won't do it when it comes to winter time. So the other thing that we do right now is we start also preparing what seeds you want to keep for next year, what the flowers did you really like and what the flowers you really didn't like. And the ones you didn't like, then just let them die and get rid of them. But the ones you do like, then obviously do something right now to start going forward. And this is a bit early to be doing this on some of these, but I still start now because it's going to get busy later on in life when you start doing a lot of harvesting and pruning back. So these are my dahlia plant that's been going on now for more than 6 months now. This thing's been going on, and it still has some life in it and it still has some growth in it, but it's time to start getting ready for next year. So what I'll do is just cut the plant off, and then because this is grown in a bucket and I transplanted it, we just tip the bucket out. And then what you need to do is you just need to go through, you just need to look for the tubers like this that are starting to grow again. And this is the time just to make sure you're, and these are all, remember, these are all from seeds. But this plant has done extremely well this year, and it's had some beautiful flowers on it all year round, so it's time for me to just break them all off. And I'm sure this is probably not the correct way to do it, but this is the way I've always done it every year, and it's always worked for me next year. Now what I'll do is I will go through all these. So I will go through all these and I will brush them off and clean them up. I'll leave them out in the sun for a little bit, and then I will wrap them in some paper towel and then store them somewhere dark and preferably cool, and then next year these are all ready to go. The other one that's been a very huge success this year is the white swan marigolds. So this plant here is going to be part of my seeds next year, so at the moment I'm just letting it slowly die off, and so all these seeds here are nice and crispy, and then I shall pull the seeds out of these and store them till next year. Well, actually these ones I will start going again probably October, November time, so we've got some colour in the greenhouse over the weekend. Okay, so just an update from what we were doing the other day about preparing for next season or preparing for fall. So finished washing all the pots and getting them all clean, so they're all now stacked here waiting to go for next season. We will start planting up doing some seeding for some fresh tomato plants probably in the next month, and then we will start some herbs going that are long term to go in the next probably 2 months. We already have our brassicas, the cauliflowers, the cabbages and all that. They're already out and they're already going, so we'll just walk around and do a little bit of an update where we're at. Okay, so the bell peppers are starting to come on quite strong on here. And then as you go along, the banana peppers are going. I've got a lot of jalapenos now, really getting going again, and then more jalapenos, more bell peppers all the way along. We picked the other day and we ate an awful lot of the peppers out, but we had quite a few left. So we just made up a bowl of random peppers, which Gabriella will put a picture of those on there. And so we ended up making some hot sauce. So we got a couple of free jars of hot sauce that, you know, we're using up, and I'll be honest with you, I put some sweet peppers in there as well just to tone it down a bit, because it had a lot of cayennes and serranos in it, and it's actually pretty good. So this is something we're probably going to go forward and make with any excess peppers we got. We might make some hot sauce and stuff, and next time we do it I'll just put a link and we'll just go how we make it, and basically we just throw it all together and hope it works. So as you can see, the flowers are all doing extremely well, still going strong. We keep picking the heads off them, and they keep going and going and going, and we'll carry on with those. The herb gardens, again, we keep picking off the herbs off them and keep them going. I need to repick the basil again. We're going to take a couple of these up to daughter-in-law's because she'll really appreciate these. These tomatoes we've let just collapse over a little bit, and we'll see how they go. These ones here, they're still going round and round and round in a circle, and we're maintaining them. They're going round in circles as they go, and I keep tying them up and I keep doing them, but again, they're producing loads and loads of tomatoes now, and we just keep picking them. Okay, so these tomato plants here still keep going pretty good. It's a nice overcast day today, so they're pretty good. We're getting some full-size tomatoes on here now that I need to pick down here, and then as you go along, there's tomatoes all the way along. This is my one where down here. This is the one where I'm going to try and get a pound of tomato out of one tomato, but I think she's pretty much nearly need picking now. And again, as you go down, zucchinis are doing extremely well. When you come down this side, we've got quite a few cucumbers and stuff growing up here now, so we'll start picking those before long. And then we've already harvested most of the zucchinis off this one, but we've got a lot more that are actually going, so we need to start picking a few more of those again so we keep them growing. Okay, so the brassica plants, or the cauliflowers, cabbage and broccoli are really doing well. Someone made a comment that the cabbage was pretty too close together, but these are a small size cabbage, so they're perfect for what we've been using for them is a lot of coleslaw, because there's just enough to make a decent bowl of coleslaw, and it's a real crunchy fresh green cabbage. So that's why the reason they're planted pretty tight is they only make like a bit larger than a softball size plant. Zinnias just keep flying along now, they just keep flowering and flowering all the time. Same difference with the sunflowers, which Gabriella will take a picture of or a short video of and put some music to it on the sunflowers. The next set is coming up as fast as the old set is starting to die. And there's just one more thing. So this is my compost bin out here. We rotate it around every couple of years and I move it around. So we've just been dumping the old flowers and old soil out here. And I had a couple of melon plants that I just threw out here, and they've just absolutely took off. So these are my trash can melons. Unfortunately, the problem with these is we do have a couple of melons that are growing pretty good on them, but most of these out here is all male flowers. There's not a lot of female flowers out of that, and that's the result of there's just too much nitrogen in the compost, and too much nitrogen will cause a lot of male flowers and hardly any female ones. So we'll just let this one go wild and hopefully pick 5 or 6 melons off it by the time it's finished. It's still got plenty of time yet. So apparently I got cut off as I was trying to wrap up the video. You know, someone's keen to go back and watch something on the TV rather than edit a video. So we'll wrap this up now. We'll have another one in probably a week's time as we start picking a lot more stuff and we start growing again. So don't forget to like and don't forget to subscribe. particularly if you're somewhere in India where they really like my videos apparently. So bye.